Hi there, this is Dan May from Ramsack, and here's another one of my quick Office 365 tips. Today I'm focusing on FindTime, which is a free tool available as a plugin to all Office 365 customers that really goes a long way to make scheduling meetings so much easier. So how does it work? Well, if you've ever been in that scenario where you're trying to coordinate a meeting time with 3 or 4 different colleagues, you'll know that it can be really difficult, particularly if those people are outside of your organisation and you don't have shared views of their Outlook calendars. You end up sending an email to lots of people with your suggested dates, you get replies back from individuals, and there can be lots of toing and froing. FindTime really takes the toing and froing out of all of that and works as your digital assistant. So first of all, go to FindTime on Google and you'll see the login. You log in using your Office 365 credentials and you can just download the tool. And in my Outlook, this is an outgoing email, you'll see in the ribbon, because I've installed it, I've got this extra button that just says New Meeting Poll. So send an email to the people that you want to arrange a meeting with. And that can be as many as you like. I've just picked a couple of colleagues in this case, but there really is no limit. Give your email a subject, and my tip here is to use a subject line that will make sense in your calendar, because it's the subject line of the email that is going to be used when the meeting is created at the end of this process. So let's just say meeting to discuss FindTime. Write your message. Up, and then click on New Meeting Poll. Just takes a moment to load. And what it's doing is it's going off and it's looking now at my meeting availability. So I can say I want availability for a 30-minute meeting during work hours, and straight away I can see this week I've got a pretty busy day tomorrow, so that's not looking good. So I'll just go into next week, and the green slots show that I've got available slots in my own diary for a 30-minute meeting on the 13th, 14th and 15th. So let's look at the 13th. It shows me all the times in my diary that I'm free. Now I'm indicated by this little first icon here. I'm showing in green because I'm free. My colleague Louise is also showing as free because actually Louise is in my organisation, so I've got shared calendar view. So it's already looking at times and telling me that she's free too. My contact Adam that I've invited is outside of my organisation, so I don't have any availability, so I just see him as a grey icon. So I'm going to offer these two people 9:30 and 11:30. On the 14th I'll offer 11 and 5, and on the 15th I'm going to offer them 9:30, 11:30 and 11 o'clock. Once I do that, I just click on the next button. And really, this is where the magic happens. So I can pop in a location for where I want that meeting to be, or in this case, it's defaulted to having a Teams meeting ticked. So it's automatically going to set this up as a Teams meeting for me. Then these 3 buttons here, I can just toggle between on and off. If I select on for notify about poll updates, it means I will get an email every time anybody votes. Now that's really helpful if I'm sending this email to perhaps 10-15 people and I don't want to wait for the 15th person to vote. I can see that 10 of the 15 people have voted. I'm just going to close the poll, and the person I was most worried about being there has already voted, so that might be good enough. Or I can just turn it off, in which case I won't know about progress until everybody has voted. If I leave schedule when attendees reach consensus on, this is where this tool, in my opinion, is at its most powerful. What that's going to do is, in a moment, I'm going to press send on an email. The people I'm sending this invitation to are going to get an email with a little web poll. They're going to vote of all of those options that I've just given. They're going to vote for which ones they work. FindTime will then work out which was the best meeting time based on everyone's availability and preferences. And if I've got schedule when attendees reach consensus switched on, when my final voter votes, FindTime will close the poll. it will create, even if my computer's switched off, it will create an Outlook calendar invitation using the subject line that I've used in the subject of my email. It will invite all of the people that I've invited, and it will automatically put it into my Outlook calendar. So I don't need to deal with any emails in my inbox and any toing and froing. I don't even need to set up the Outlook appointment myself. FindTime will do it for me. This final option, which you can toggle on or off, is hold selected times on my calendar. So if the person that you're inviting is really hard to get a hold of, and this is a really important meeting to you, and you don't want to risk other things coming into your diary in between the time that you press send and the person votes, if you pop holds on, what that does is all of the slots that you've just offered to these two people will be marked in my Outlook calendar as provisional appointments. If I leave it off, it won't. So I've selected all my options, and then all I need to do is click add to email. It's creating my poll, and in my email, this is what the recipient will receive. The recipient doesn't have to use Microsoft, they don't have to use Office 365, they don't need to install anything. When I press send, they will receive this email, and all they need to do is select options. It will take them off to a little web page where they can see all of the options I've given them, and they can indicate their preferences. So that's Microsoft FindTime. Just Google FindTime, pop your Office 365 details in and install it, and you're ready to go. I hope that was useful for you. There's lots of helpful tips on our blog at ramsack.com/blog. Lots of information about Teams, Office 365, IT security, and all kinds of matters relating to IT for SME growing businesses. Take care. Many thanks.